Alright, so this video is more of a prep behind the scenes than anything else. I got a lot of these I'm cutting, as you can see, to get ready for the next part of the smithy build, as well as a figure. And then I just finished this for the Fallout game. Feeling I should have recorded painting it or something, because this came out much nicer than I originally thought it was going to come out. Let's hope that's as you can probably tell, it's not an actual Fallout mini. I haven't bought any of them yet, but I've got a friend who's in the running the alpha for the Fallout RPG. And this has been my character in it for a little while. And then I think we're about to enter the beta soon, so that'll be kind of fun. Painted Nuka-Cola. Put a bunch of machine gun shots in him because he's target practice. A lot of people. Now his armor is like awesome. I've only ever taken one actual damage, and because staying in cover removes one, and then power armor removes one. So it's very rarely that I'm even rolling for damage most of the time with this guy. And yeah, all I've got is a 10mm pistol, which I'm hoping to get a silencer for soon, so I'll paint a silencer and attach a silencer to it. But this has been my character so far. I really like how the asphalt came out. I do really like how the asphalt came out. And the Nuka-Cola paint job. I went off of the Fallout 4 paint schemes for the Nuka-Cola. And then it's supposed to be T51, which is one reason why this is so... The chest, the thing, and the head are a little bit more plain. The T51 is my favorite of the armor looking. As well as it was one of the strongest of the power armor series. Of course, you've got the XO1, XO2, but those were experimental. Anyways, I wanted to show off some of the townspeople that we're going to be having and building buildings for and stuff. And I've just got a whole bunch of cardboard to start cutting out buildings, but I want to finish them one at a time. But anyways, so we got a technically it was a Disney. I don't remember where I got it from. I got it from off of a toy. Because it's technically a bead, and it's got a hole through the top of her head and a hole through the bottom, and they went up and down on the thing. I've got a Jasmine and a couple others of them that I saved them because they were broken. When I was working at a thrift store, I would, if things were broken and we couldn't sell them, I would try to salvage parts off of them. And then I've repainted this one. As you could tell, her dress was originally black. I think this was Aurora or something. I actually really like how she turned out. Then let's go ahead and grab some of the, we'll do these three together. These three are from, some game. They're technically, what are you guys from? Mockingjay, or whatever that series is called. I wasn't actually that big of a fan of it. But yeah, you've got some of these. They're pre-painted, so I'll probably just give them a wash and leave them as is. Probably put some flocking on their bases, and just basically leave these villagers as is, because they're just normal walking around villagers. Might even turn them into guards, because I do like the chainmail kind of look of the females thing, so I might turn them into guards. We'll see. Probably not, actually. This one's Jasmine from the same series. She did not balance on it, so I had to glue her to a base. And I haven't painted her yet, but I primed her up and got her ready. I want to start painting a lot of these. If you want to watch the painting process, that's fine, and I'll do the painting process. Then I've got a mother and her kids. I'm debating about getting more of these, because I'm going to just build some houses for the village too. Then here I've got I'm going to use them as a warehawker, hawking wares and stuff, because this is an adventure town. Technically, this is a follower model from Reaper, that follows you around and carries all of your stuff for you. Getting to use him to hawk some goods. And then I've got my butcher, because every town needs a butcher. The fact that the pig is smiling, I don't know, that just kind of, that creeps me out. Like, I did have a friend who used this model as a druid, and the pig was his companion and stuff, and that was kind of fun. And then I've got just another random villager sweeping. Be fun painting her too. And then I've got the gravekeeper, undertaker. I got him. Just fill out so I can build a graveyard for my guys. Another random villager from this one's Agents of Shield. She needs a base though, so I'll make her a base so she can stand. Make the. I don't remember where he's from. He just kind of looks cool. Maybe have him a bouncer at the bar, or just standing in the bar, the tavern, whatever. I kind of like him. This is where it was. They're from HeroClix. This one hasn't been removed from a HeroClix thing yet, but again, just kind of another random villager is what I'm going to use them for. Give them a nice wash. I'll break her off her base later. Random farmer. He's technically, from like a grab your torch and pitchforks, but I'm just going to have him as a random farmer debating about cutting off the torch or not. Just having a random villager walking around. And then I've got one of my tavern, selling tavern wares. Come and get your beer. Then I have my dwarf lady somewhere that I'll have to grab. Then here's another I'm going to use as just another random standing around villager. Need to give her a base. Here's another villager. I think it's Superboy. It's technically what he is. She's also from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but she's from the old Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back when they were good. This is the hat. But I'm going to use him again as just another random villager walking around. You two aren't villagers. And then I've got the barkeep for the tavern. Nice fat gentleman. Washing some cups. I got my cook for the kitchen that I'm going to build next to the tavern. And I've already explained why the kitchen is next to the tavern instead of in it. But there's my halfling cook. If you notice, a lot of these are Reapers, because Reaper makes a lot of really good, just random filler villagers. And then just another guy. I think he can stand, if not. Yeah, I need to make him a better base, too. And then there's Lex Luthor, the new Lex Luthor, the crappy Lex Luthor. The I'm insane Lex Luthor that took a little too much from... And then here I've got another random just villager lady. Same here. I think these ones I'm going to use as hobbits as well because they're just kind of short. And then here I was trying to mold her, so I'm going to knock off that mold and probably try again. Get a nice mold out of her. And then here I've got the brew master. And so I get to make I'm going to make a brewery. And that's going to be fun, making a brewery in the town. I've got a jester. I got a bard somewhere. I need to find my bard. I've got a nice elven bard, but I'm thinking about... There's also that halfling bard that's kind of fun. But I got a naked jester running around. I'm debating about having him out in the streets instead of in the tavern. And then we got the another two random citizens. Then I've got some dogs, some pugs. They kind of look like bulldogs because of their size, but whatever. I got some pugs that I'm going to paint up and have them roaming around. Although one of them I'm probably going to use in the Fallout game because you can actually have dogs in the Fallout game. Another random villager reading stuff. He's also from the new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then of course we've got our elven blacksmith. Or I guess she wouldn't be I'm not going to use her as a blacksmith. I'm going to use her as a, I can't remember what it's called. There's a different term. Anyways, here's my farrier that I also ended up getting. He's going to be in the horse thing, ferrying the horses. There is a difference between a blacksmith and a farrier because of what they build and stuff. But anyways, yeah. So that's the villagers I've got so far. Let's move it and encompass them a little bit more. Yeah. So except for him, he's not a villager. But yeah. So here's the villagers I've got so far. I think I might pull up some guards and have some guards actually. Have them maybe be off work guards or whatever. So it's kind of also an idea of what the village I'm going to build. And of course, I'm building some of my own models wherever the heck I put my dwarven lady. Probably hiding somewhere. And then I'm going to build houses for them, places for them to sleep, yada yada. So, it's going to be fun. This is going to be a fun multi-project. I'm going to have fun painting these. Some of the really special ones, I might make videos painting. Some of the other ones, I think I'm just going to paint. Grab a few of them to just do some painting today while I'm sitting down watching TV. Yeah, I'll just put them back in the box and bring the box down with me and grab them as I paint them. So, yeah, if there's any of them that you want to watch me paint, like, she's done, so she doesn't have to be painted. And some of them are just, like, the ones that are pre-painted are just going to be washed. Make them look a little bit nicer. Wash is basically taking either an oil or water-based filament, watering it down, and touching it up so that they have shading and stuff a little bit better. If there's any that you actually want to watch me paint, go ahead and tell me. But other than that, yeah, here's the village so far. Here's the villagers so far. And I think I'm going to have some fun painting them and getting some of them out of the way. So that way we can just work on their houses and their taverns and their things. And I'm going to have to clear off some shelving space to start putting their buildings downstairs. And then down the road, when we get more buildings, I'll lay out a cloth and I'll set up the village so you guys can actually see the village set up. And yeah, so here's what I'm working on. I just wanted to show you that I am working on stuff behind the scenes. Once I get enough of these cut up, we'll do the next 2 to 3 we'll do the next 3 walls of the stone face. Get that all done. Get that out of the way. All right. Thank you for listening to me spiel for a bit. Sorry that we weren't actually building or working on any models today. I worked on this one, but I didn't film it. I didn't do a recording of the paint job. As you can tell, yes, he's on a pill top because it's the correct size for what I need. A lot of modeling is just keeping little tiny doodads you find, and little tiny things that you can put on bases or models and stuff. A lot of modeling is just being a pack rat, and then understanding that it's time to use this stuff when it's time to use this stuff. That's basically what modeling is. Like, heck, I even took this Dairy Queen thing and turned it into, I just slide my phone in there, and I made a speaker. It makes my phone a heck of a lot louder. I didn't bring my phone up, otherwise I'd show you. And you just slide it in, and it booms out, and because it's, I used some science, so it's 2-in-1 and a reverberator, and yeah, it's basically a low-tech speaker, and it works really nice. I don't have to point it at me. I can, it does make it louder. Slide it in and set it, because I can slide it in and set it down like this on a flat surface, and it'll hold the phone up. But I can also just set it like this. It just makes it louder because, simple science. Science is a wonderful thing. Let's go ahead and put you away. Like, heck, even keeping these can become pretty useful. Like, this is going to be some of my tombstone heads for when I do the graveyard. Some of these leftover ones. Yeah, just be a pack rat, but don't be too crazy about being a pack rat. You got to make sure you have space for what you're keeping, but then just, hold on to things, and you'll get things done. While we have a little bit of time, maybe I'll show you guys some of my working space. Needs to get I need to finish cleaning it up. But so like down there, we've got to cook the. Let's put that off my foot. Down there, we got the clay to go ahead and cook the. Loosen this up a little bit. We got the. It's a small convection oven. I can't remember what they're actually called. But that's to cook my clay models, so I don't have to heat up a full oven just to cook a few models. There, I've got a cushion on my chair that I usually work on. Here's the whoop whoop. Hey, you're supposed to be more solid than that. I have to tighten you up a bit. I need to fix the. I just need to mount the bandsaw, and I can start working on that. There's a whole thing of just random wood that I've saved up. That Mom's working on in the back. That's her project. I gotta finish putting tools away. You don't leave your tools out. There's all my silicone molds that are working silicone molds. And then up above it is just a bunch of random bits. Like those boxes are empty, but those boxes are going to be turning into the roofs. You know, turning into tile and clay roofs and stuff. I've got my two different... I've got those there and there. I've got two different sizes of popsicle sticks. I need to buy more different sizes, so it's easier to do different things on top. And then that thing's just a whole bunch of random little plastic bits from different modeling things like that. From that's how I built that guy down there in Mister. It's just by all saving tons of different heads, different legs, different torsos, different weapons, and then you set them out and put them in that. There's all my flocking, all my different bases. There's my my clay and silicone molding stuff. Here's some tools. Inside of these drawers are, just random bits and pieces that I use in my different models. I got glue. I got the resin. I've got, basically this is, you pack rat a little bit. You set up a nice little place to work and you pack rat. And this is my workspace. This is what the rest of it's Mom's. This is all. But again, same concept. You got to make sure you clean it up all right, but then, you pack rat. You keep it clean, but you just gather different things. That's basically just a wall of books. You don't need to see that. And then the heck, like even let's slide you out and just hold on to this. See, like keeping different things, pieces of wood, yarn. Just, that's how you do. That's the modeling world. Modeling world is just basically holding on to things and then finding a use for it down the road. That milk jug I'm going to turn into things. I watched a couple of videos. I need to put away the I need to just clean up. I've got a bunch of stuff just laying around. Bunch of tools sitting out. That's not good. You always put your tools away. Always clean and put your tools away when you're done. And that's actually something I'm going to do. So I'm going to sign off and I'm going to clean up my workspace.